Party people and the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocket Nix Universal main man, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by Chief. Chief, what's good, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm chilling. How about yourself?
Man, rocking and rolling, bro. I'm just get right to it, man. We're gonna give season grades to the Knicks franchise based on the 23-24 season, right? An overall grade, right? Not just for certain one event or another, but an overall grade about the total body of work that happened this season, right? So I guess we can start with player development. And I'll see the floor to you first so you can rock and roll, and then I'll come in afterwards.
Oh man, you done hit me with the gut punch on the first question.
Hey man, it's what we do, man.
Yeah, well, actually, the player development has actually been great this year. With Deuce taking over for Quickly and points for RJ. After that's about 35 points a game actually. But Quickly used to get those buckets. He would have 30-point games. He would, just like RJ would get his 20. He was consistently a 20-point scorer. But the fact that that Deuce was actually able to come in and take over and actually do some of the things that Quickly did, it was great development. We didn't miss Quickly once he was gone. With DiVincenzo, I think DiVincenzo, I'm gonna go second with DiVincenzo. He is actually coming into himself finally as a player. He's moved around the last couple of years after being with Milwaukee's with Golden State and won the championship. And now he's kind of home with Hart and Brunson. So with that, and now he's got the Knicks record for 3-pointers in the season, shooting a good percentage, that he learned, with his competition from Steph. I even saw something with the other AI, Andre Iguodala, saying when he was in practice with him, he would have his son watch how Dante DiVincenzo shoot. So for him to hit 283s this season is a beautiful thing.
Right.
Brunson's development, he's been better than last year. So he's just better than last year. He's done everything this year, especially with his now he's seeing the double teams. I think the first time we saw it may have been with the Lakers when they were out in Los Angeles and they wound up, well, wherever it was, we saw them finally, like Ham did it. I remember Ham doing it. I think it might have been here. It was one of them where they started double teaming him and started throwing it. That threw the whole offense off. But after that, that was a good development. Hardenstein developed well. Hard is hard, so he didn't need too much development. So and then and Randall was on his way after the slow start, he was on his way, and then he's been taken out again. But after that, everything's been cool. Everything's been great.
Okay. And I'll chime in too on the player development piece. Mm-hmm. Also, I think the player development thing is probably an A+ in my book. And the reason why it's an A+ in my book is because I think they learned at some point you have to either crap or get off the pot. Right? Yeah. So guys with all this super long-term potential, if you work 4 off seasons, they'll become Joe Johnson type development. It was like, nah.
Yeah, and RJ and Quickly did that too. It was taking too long.
Obi.
Yeah.
But because I think what people forget is the Obi Toppin trade actually counts for this season, right? Because it became official July 7th, 6 days after the league year began. So Obi didn't make it to training camp with us, but he was on the roster at the beginning of the league year.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. And to tell you the truth, even though he's in and out of the lineup, Precious Achiuwa is kind of what they wanted Obi to do. In terms of the rebounding and that defense that Obi just was never going to play. He shot the threes off. He did the offense, but where he was bad was the defense, and that's one of the reasons why Tibbs always had a hard time playing him.
Right. No doubt. I'm going to say the player development thing is an A+ because I'm giving the front office and development staff and coaching staff an A+. because they realized that in New York and on this timeline, specifically on this timeline, that the development thing can't take 6 or 7 years. It's the reason why you saw Jalen Martin is not here anymore, why Trevor Keels is not here anymore. And a lot of the guys, the random guys they'll sign during the regular season, like the guys out of the G League or somebody that was cut from another team or that I'll give you another Isaiah Roby, Nathan Knight, guys like that had potential. They came in and kind of hung out with us for a little bit, and they didn't develop fast enough, so the Knicks just cut bait, right? So I want to acknowledge the Knicks for doing that. Now, that sucks for them as players, but if you're a fan of the team, you want your organization to focus the most resources on the ones that'll be the most impactful. It's like the old saying go, the part that you feed is the part that grow. Right, like stop trying to develop 9 dudes at one time, and then your record is 37 and 45, right? So I want to say that, and what I also want to say in terms of player development, the fact that the Knicks organization was willing, and accepting of Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson to play FIBA basketball this past summer, right? And what people don't notice is those 2 players were great last year, right? But playing FIBA basketball last summer, and then coming into this season, they stepped their game up to an entire other level. Where Jalen Brunson may have been a top 15, top 20 player, maybe last year. This year, he's, in my opinion, he's around the top 5.
Yeah, you're right. It actually helped him in his development in the offseason by playing with other guys around the league and getting those practices and with other coaches. So,
right. Iron sharpening iron, and hearing the voices of other coaches.
Yep. And probably watching tape differently than how he watches it with Tibbs or by himself.
Yeah, that's a great point. I never even thought of it. That's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, hey, can you, if you can break that down for a dummy like myself, like why would that even be important? They ain't even crossed my mind, bro.
Well, it's just a different perspective. You know how you may watch it one way, and you see it, but maybe you don't see what's behind it or on the other side of it to help you with you getting better. It's just a different perspective. We could be looking at the same picture, and the picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
Right.
But at the same time, it could just be a different perspective and open you up in a way that you didn't even think about.
You mean like how other teams approach stuff, or
yes?
Oh well, whatever it is then. Okay.
But think about it, right? How many plays that everybody runs the same plays in the league, right? There's probably about 20 different plays that everybody runs, but they all run them differently with different language.
Right, and they run it for different reasons. Like personnel grouping might be different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
The superstar might be a 4 or a 2, and the other one he might be a 3 and a 1. So or he might be a center. So it's all different. So yeah, not everybody's watching all 5 places on the floor.
Right. My other part of the player development thing, I think what the Knicks did is, and I want to make sure for all the Knicks fans and the Knicks organization, if they watching, I think the fact that they strip down responsibilities and just cater to what guys do best in a regular season. Like, hey, look, no, hey, dog, no, we don't want you sham godding out there on a Hartenstein. Don't sham God out there on the perimeter, bro. We don't need that right now. What you do, your bag is that floater from 9 to 12 feet. We want you to do that as much as possible.
Now you see, that's where analytics should be helping you at best. That's where analytics is supposed to come in.
Right.
You doing this thing over here, that's not going to work for you. Stop doing that. Stay over here and you keep doing this. That's where analytics should help you, because your percentages is low over here. So we're not even going to waste time with that no more. Go over here and just keep doing that.
Right.
Do what you do best. That's where analytics should come in.
Right. Yeah. The thing is with the development, especially with the Hartenstein piece, I think is paramount that we recognize that if the Knicks told him, if his goal was to get to, say, 10 points and 10 rebounds, right? You don't have to score 10 points all over the floor. You can
No.
hit 4 of them floaters and 2 free throws, and bam, you're at 10 points.
Yep, sticking to what you do. We're
You're
not gonna
sticking
put
to
you
what you do
outside
best.
of. Don't go out there no more. You take your shots over it.
Right. I think that's an excellent. Damn, man. Yo, chat, legit. I told Chief, like, man, maybe, maybe 30 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. But then now we getting in the bag. Dang, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So is that the Hartenstein development? I think one of the underrated development pieces of this season is Precious Achua's wing defense against jumbo wings. It's one of those things that we don't talk about. You're talking about a dude that plays the backup 4 and played significant minutes at the 5. And
yeah, he did.
But you have him out here guarding scoring wing players, whether they're big or not. Precious Achua is out here guarding Orlando. He guarded Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner.
Yep.
Right. So you got Precious, who, when we got him in a trade, nobody really knew what we were getting. Toronto didn't even really know what they had, because if they did, they would have kept him.
Yeah, I thought he was a steal. I thought they were stealing when they got him. If they used him properly, in which they did, Precious was a steal.
Yeah, man. Precious Achua was the fact that we got Precious to not use his hands and use his athleticism. Right. That's one of Precious Achua's things. Is Precious Achua has been a talented NBA player for 4 or 5 years, right? Nobody questions his talent, right? Everybody questioned what he is. Is he a 4? Is he a backup 5? Is he just a big with range? Is he a perimeter defender? Is he just a high volume rebound? What is he? What is Precious? Because you have to put up guardrails and some framework, because if you said Precious Achua was all of that stuff, now you're talking about a starter.
And then also you got to add in too, sometimes it's about where you go, and it's timing. So timing is probably right for him, because he was in Miami, and Heat culture, it's tough, but for them to get rid of you was kind of scary. You know
quickly,
what I'm saying?
They got rid of him.
Yeah,
quick.
They got him. I think they moved him in the rookie season. So
yeah.
So I don't think he even stayed down there a year. But even if he did, like, he went to Toronto and he's here now, so he's on his last leg, and he got to get paid too. So these guys get paid. They're gonna give you their best.
Yeah, I honestly believe that Precious is a Nick. Like, if any of all the guys that we've acquired over the years, Precious Achua and others, it's not exclusive, but Precious Achua and others fit what we like the Knicks to do. And in a strange way, it's kind of what we wanted Obi to be, but with upside.
Yeah.
With way more upside, because Obi is a better athlete. Or let me take that back. Obi is a more vertically explosive athlete than Precious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, but they're kind of the same. Yeah, they're the same player. Just one plays one is better on offense, the other one's better on defense. Really.
Right. No doubt. And so when we were talking about the development of players, I cannot understate the development of Josh Hart.
One more thing though, before we get to Josh Hart, I want to go back to Hartenstein real quick. Don't forget they played through him in a way when they let him pass the ball and all that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that came along. That developed too. That came along.
I saw it with the Clippers, but they're kind of letting him live now. With making plays and doing that with the offense. But yeah, we can get back to Josh Hart now.
Yeah, the Hartenstein thing, to your point though, the Hartenstein thing is the potential was there.
The
kinetic wasn't there. Right. Hartenstein looked like he could do it if he was groomed to do it at this level, because you did it against backups and situations and all of that stuff don't necessarily mean you can do it as a starter. But the mere fact that he's doing it, he can do it at a high level against starters, means that he was, even though the potential was there, right? The Knicks helped develop him with confidence And not just that, because even if he can do all that stuff, if the other guys don't have confidence in his ability, it don't matter. Like it don't matter if I can fly. It don't matter if I can legit fly a jet, right? I can fly a jet, but if nobody want to ride with me, I'm just a regular pilot, right? It's just
And Mitch got hurt, so that gave him minutes.
Yep.
To do. Yep. So that's another thing too. Mitch got hurt.
Yep.
To give him the minutes that he needed.
Yep. I think the development of Josh Hart, I think, is probably going to be the most understated thing that we talk about from now going forward through the summer. And it's no disrespect to Josh Hart, but Josh Hart is played for a number of teams before he got here too.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, Josh Hart was a transition guy, rebounding guy, Swiss Army, well, not Swiss Army knife, because
that's what he is.
Because he don't really initiate offense like we thought he would have been at his size, but he is kind of that with maybe higher upside. He's more higher upside in transition in the open floor. Mm-hmm. Maybe that guy grab a rebound and maybe play making an open court. But in terms of a half court set, you would really rather have the ball go back to Dante or Brunson.
Oh yeah, but I'm thinking this playoffs. To tell you the truth, I'm thinking the playoffs are really. I think he's the most. Even though I think he's the most important player, because they're gonna still lag off him and make him shoot the ball. Like he's gonna make his plays, but he's the one that they're gonna have to. He's gonna have to shoot the ball. I think these playoffs, because I do not want him out there if he's not gonna hit the shots. Because we got Bogey now.
Right. And in terms of the regular season development from last summer into the regular season, I think him stepping up his game and his ball handling was a plus.
Yeah.
So everybody, you got anybody else that you felt like developed? Because I think you mentioned Deuce a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, Deuce. Like Deuce could not hit. Like I was frustrated with Deuce because Deuce could not hit a shot for 2-3 years. Like it was just bad. Like it was just like he just showed me a lot of frustration. Hey, the defense is fine, yeah. But you know what? You still got to score in this league in order to be on the floor, man. You can't be out there and be a liability on offense. And it's getting to the point where everybody's gonna have to do some type of offense at all 5 positions now. Right. You can't be out there with no offense. So for him, I'm glad he's finally hitting his shots because he could not hit shots with
his confidence wasn't there, bro.
That's true. Yeah, he wasn't shooting it confidently. You can see it. He's shooting it confidently now. So that's part of the development. Right. But yeah, he's finally hitting. Like he just finally started hitting shots, and I'm glad for that. Because
the thing I'll say about Deuce's development is I think they were developing all the young players. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think all of the players were developing at a certain thing. The thing with Grimes is I think Grimes' confidence was broken to the point where it couldn't be repaired here. And so you probably had to move on from him.
I think Grimes is just soft.
Okay.
He just
all
soft.
Right.
Like it is what it is. He's soft. Okay. Like, cause any criticism or anything you said, like he would just go in his shell and then he stop. Like, nah, man, you just soft, man.
Yeah.
Go to and guess what? He's not playing in Detroit either, right?
No.
I mean, he's injured, right? But he wasn't taking over and doing nothing there, man. Grimes just soft.
Yeah, well,
like he did a great play against Jimmy Butler last year, and that will always be like the top. But in the big picture things, you just soft.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, one more thing back to Deuce. Deuce got to come back and he got to be able to handle the ball in the off season. Like next season, if he can't, like I'm all about getting a point guard next season. So, so he can play his position and do the same things that he's doing, but he better come back with some handles next season.
Okay.
Like he has to. Because it's a mess out there in the second unit with him handling the ball to me.
Yeah, right.
And that's where they're going. And that's where they lost the Miami game last year, Game 6. That's those 4 minutes that he was in there. When, remember, Miami got the lead and they never got it back after that.
We were up 7, and by the time he left, we were down 4.
Yep, and they could not get, and they couldn't get back those 4 points. Like it was 4 points. Like
that swing, that 11-point swing, right? And the reason why Deuce was the option is because in Game 4, Bam Adebayo dove on Quickly's ankle and Quickly missed Game 5 and 6. Yeah. So and so we had to go to Deuce, and so we couldn't depend on him.
Yeah.
Right there. But this year he looks a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's
Right.
a
But
whole
you can
lot
tell
better.
that those handles need to be improved though.
Yeah, he better be able to handle the ball next season. Got to.
Yeah. Yeah. And on that development piece, I want to say quickly, RJ and Grimes' confidence, you can tell, were all kind of shaken, but to different extents before they were traded. Right.
Yeah, like I told you, RJ got himself traded.
Yeah, RJ
Like,
got himself. Yeah.
yeah, RJ got himself traded.
Yeah, RJ got himself traded.
Mm-hmm.
So overall for development, Chief, I think I'm gonna give the Knicks an A
I agree.
on player development.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing about the development, I think what we probably wanted versus what we were getting
Mm-hmm.
is we probably wanted everybody to turn into Giannis, but what we actually got is everybody developing into the best version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, this team, throughout all the injuries and all the transactions, was able to win 50 games.
Yeah, which is that's a grade too. That's an A grade right there to win 50 games, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let's move on. Let's move on to the offense real quick,
All right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about this year's offense?
Uh, it's fine because aren't they're top 10 in the offense, right? If I'm not mistaken.
And when I saw the last thing I saw, they were 12,
All right, so if
like 12, 13.
that's
So
still it's close to 10, but
yeah,
the offense, man. Listen, that whole January, man. Listen, they would beat the brakes off everybody. Everybody was down 20 points at some point. They were
right,
blowing everybody out. The offense and the defense was moving at the same time. I don't think I haven't seen that offense run like that since probably D'Antoni was here.
right,
Right, in terms of just how it was ran, like it was just Randall was smooth. OG came and fit in nicely. Brunson, like they were doing their thing, and then February, like I'm not even going to talk about the guys no more. We just going to tuck January through the end of the season because those guys
okay,
aren't here anymore.
right,
But but February got bogged down because they had to figure it out because Randall was gone and OG was gone. So
right.
remember, they go like 4-8 in February.
Felt
And it's
like it
'cause
was a stretch where they were like,
they
yeah,
were in trouble because
felt like they were a lottery team for a
yeah,
stretch.
yeah, because Brunson, he was trying to figure it out, and then ever since March hit, they kind of figured it out. Like Brunson got back in the groove. He like it just, the offense is fine. Dante shooting the threes, like that still stretches the floor.
Right,
And Hartenstein steps up. And OG is still up and down. Sometimes it's like it's explosive when he scores though. It's like he gets his points in bunches.
right,
It doesn't come throughout the game. It's like he'll like a 5-10 minute stretch here, boom, he's getting like 5 points, 10 points, 8 points, and then it's another stretch where he's getting 5, 10 points, 8 points, and then that's where he gets his 15 points. You know what I'm
right,
saying, for the game. Like, but all in all, like I'm really think they're gonna miss Randall for this playoffs, man,
right.
because it's still 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. But uh, you know,
That's significant, bro.
people really. Like I told you, I'm not, but I know his value to this team. Like I think they could win the whole thing if Randall was here. Like I wouldn't even question it. They would be able to win the whole. They beat the Nuggets by 30 points with a full squad team.
Right,
The
right,
Nuggets came in to win that game, and
right,
then the other game out in Denver, because I think Denver's really the only championship team. Denver and the Celtics. Everybody else is we smoke them, but but that second Denver game, remember they were kind of hanging in there, but they just couldn't touch them.
And you know what though? Not to cut you. In that second Denver game,
Mm-hmm.
Denver was playing at a championship type level, bro.
Yeah, they were playing. They were showing you who they was.
Yeah, man.
They were showing you who they was, and they couldn't get there, but you saw it, like you could
And they
see it.
and by the way, they it was a nip and tuck game for about 92% of that game.
Yeah,
At the end of that game, they started throwing lobs to each other. The Knicks just ran out of gas,
yeah,
bro. There's nothing.
they got out executed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
When you saw them throw the lob to the tall light skinned dude what they got
Gordon.
no the other tall light skinned dude they got Porter
Oh,
Jr.
Porter Jr. Yeah, he had a
When they
great game.
yeah, when they threw the lob to him, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they feeling themselves now. Now they
Mm-hmm.
really feeling like they gonna stretch on us. But
Yeah.
for about 90% of that game, bro.
Yeah. They was like, yeah, just one of those teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
when you say if Randall was here, the outcome may have been different. I think I agree with you, and
Yeah.
I also agree. I disagree with you a little bit on the Denver game at home. I legit
Mm.
feel like the Knicks could have beat that team by 45. We
Yeah, they
beat them
could.
by 30, but we could have beat that team, bro. Bro. You could tell
But
we took the heart out of them with
but the
about
third
6 minutes into the game.
yeah, but the 30 was still solid because they could never get back. Like Joker and them, they could just never get like it was just a beat down. Like it was just like we
Right.
had enough. Even
And
like the
it
coach.
wasn't a schedule loss either. It
Yeah,
was not a
yeah,
schedule loss. It was just
yeah,
two great teams playing against each other.
yeah. Malone called them like he was like, yeah, we ain't got this one. Like this, like we gonna eat this one. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Because they were trying
they
to
tried.
assert something. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, but going into that game, going into that game, we had beat them like 2 or 3 times in a row. Going
Yeah.
into that game that we blew
Mm-hmm.
them out.
Yeah, but
We had
remember
kind of
Joker didn't play in the game last year in Denver. That's why they won.
okay.
Yeah, he didn't play. Yeah, but yeah, Joker, and then with Joker, like when he see Mitch, he be eating Mitch up.
Yeah.
So like it's funny. But this year they put like you can touch Denver. Like, if they had, man, I'm just like I'm happy. 50 games, but it's just it's still a what if season to me if Randall doesn't get hurt because I could see it.
Yeah. It's a part of it's a part of that thing that we can't correct. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? If we could rewrite history, all of us would be good looking and rich. You know what I'm saying? But the
That's
thing is,
true.
the thing about it is in this situation though with the Knicks, with the offense, even in those Denver games, Hartenstein looked like he was gonna take it to
He did. He
yeah,
did. He was, especially in especially the second game in Denver. He
yeah,
knew he couldn't. He knew that he had to keep Joker's attention, so he
right.
had to score. Because remember, he took Joker was messing around. He took the sneak dunk on him, down the lane. So he knew, and then Joker was like, "Oh, all right, like I have to be serious now because he's gonna score tonight," and he did.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, I think I don't want to give the offense an A. I'm not going that far yet on the offense.
no, it's about a B. It's a B minus because Randall's not here. Like
Yeah.
it's a B minus because Randall's not here.
And I would go with you on the B part of it because
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was thinking about it. I was like, man, nah, this offense is a and I'm speaking honestly, right? Just I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I first thought about the offense, I was like, yeah, I gotta give this offense a C minus. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought about what other team in the NBA has a top 3, top 4 scorer in it. Right. And if your team has a top 4, top 5 scorer in it, it automatically makes your offense a pretty good offense because you have
Mm-hmm.
a bucket. You have a bucket in it,
Yep.
right? And then I thought about all the guys that developed 3-pointers, right? All the guys that developed 3-pointers this year,
Mm-hmm.
Dante, Deuce,
Brunson, because his percentage is up.
Brunson, and all those guys. If you add the 3-point element to it, then now you're like, well, no, it can't be a C. It's got to be a B.
Mm-hmm.
Or isn't an A? Well, I don't know if you could give it an A because on nights when Jalen Brunson doesn't have it going, who else can carry the load?
Nobody. But this is the thing too. Also, with the corner threes, the fact that OG is over there and it's going in instead of RJ hoping it's going in, also changes the offense too. So,
yeah,
it's just a whole different team. It's a whole different team. It's a different team.
And now we're getting dunks at the rim.
Yeah, that too.
Without it coming off offensive rebounds. Remember, we used to dunk at the rim all the time because we used to just grab offensive rebounds.
Yeah, but now OG can come down there. He can dunk it. Hart has a couple of dunks.
Right.
Yep. So they got some. They're more athletic, and OG is a lot bigger than RJ. When you just look at them, it's weird. They're both supposed to be 6'7", 6'8", but that's because OG's a grown man, and RJ's still not a grown man body.
Yeah. RJ still a baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
or at least we think so.
Mm-hmm.
But 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 the thing about him, and the irony is this to the offense. OG Anunoby gets dunks in the half court, and
Mm-hmm.
they're most of the times are not off design plays.
No,
They're not off the whiteboard.
he cuts. He's a high IQ basketball player. It's a high IQ basketball team, really.
Right.
Like,
And he attacks
mm-hmm.
closeouts with the intent to punish the closeout, as
Yep.
opposed to how a lot of players attack the closeout so they can move the ball around the perimeter to get another 3-point shot.
Mm-hmm.
OG attacks the closeout with the intent to attack the defense.
Yep.
And
To score.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think I want to give the offense a B. You and that you good with that too?
Yeah, like I said, B minus because Randall's not there, so you don't have the full offensive weaponry.
Right, right.
So but yeah,
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll give the offense.
yeah
I'll
we'll
give
give
the
him.
offense a B grade.
Yeah,
I think it could have been a lot higher if all the what ifs that we mentioned,
mm-hmm.
if all the what ifs that we mentioned, like if or one that we didn't mention, if Mitch and Hartenstein hit free throws, Mitch
Oh
is
yeah,
terrible at the free throw line. Right.
yeah,
We
yeah.
leave a lot of points. We leave a lot of points out there on the floor, man.
That's still.
Because guys won't hit free throws.
I can't understand these guys have been playing basketball all their lives and they can't shoot free throws.
And most of them have been taller than all the other kids their entire life, and you still don't know how to grip the basketball and shoot free.
Nope.
But that's a mankind issue because big men forever have struggled with shooting free throws, man.
That's true, but with Mitch's case, the way he shoots it, like I'm looking at him, I'm saying, why not just shoot straight for the backboard?
Right. Just
Because
hit the square, man.
yeah, just hit the square. Like it's gonna like just go because you're shooting it like it's like even though it's coming out of your hand like a rocket.
Right.
So just go for the backboard, man.
Just shoot. Just hit the box, bro.
Yeah, just go there.
Mitch, we ain't gonna, bro. Mitch, why would we laugh if you making them?
Yeah.
You know, that don't make sense.
And he had 2 quick free throws last week, but yeah, like you got hit just go for the backboard, man.
Mitch out here shooting for the front of the rim like he got touch.
Yeah,
bro, he got you the opposite of touch, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, and Mitch is my guy too, man. Much
love. Yeah, I love Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch is our guy, man. Salute to Mitch. But hit the box, bro.
Yeah, just go
hit
for
the box. It's gonna look funny, but it's gonna be effective.
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch, trust me, Mitch. It's like your credit score, bro. It don't matter how you get to 800 as long as you get there, bro. That's all that matter, man. So, so a B grade for the offense. Let me shift gears to one of the things that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the defense and rebounding portion.
Oh yeah.
Off rip, I already want to give this whatever is above an A. I want to give this an A plus.
Yep.
But guys, it's on you, bro. You can go ahead, bro.
Oh, the fact that they after the OKC game, when everybody was just basically like RJ and Quigley got traded, the defense just got better because that whole December was just Mitch got hurt, and then the defense just went to straight. It went to the garbage, but I want to curse and say, the other word.
Yeah, no, I was with you. As soon as you said the defense, I was thinking about garbage day, man.
Yeah,
y'all got called to the other side of the street so the street sweeper can come through and the trash man can come and get our defense off the side of the street.
Yeah, and as soon as OG got here, and listen, and then you could put him on anybody, and he's getting scored on lately, but he still slows you down. Like you're not gonna shoot 50% messing around when OG is on you. So, I'm hoping to see this go as far as it can because I want to see him. Like if we run into the Pacers, I want to see him on Siakam. I know what he can do to Giannis because he frustrated him last week. Yeah. And then I want to see him against Tatum and Brown. Like I'm hoping we get those.
We may not see Giannis until next year.
Yes, actually true. Yeah, because the news came out today. But if we see them in the second round, I think he's going to play.
Yeah, I think he's going to play, bro. I don't think he'll be 100% though.
Yeah, if we get to the second round. And he's there, like I think in Milwaukee's there, I think he's going to play. Like, if I was Milwaukee, I would shut him down because I'm just going back to the KD thing.
Right.
But in terms of Giannis, I would shut him down.
Yeah.
But this a Knicks channel, and we love our Knicks, so we like. And I'm
and for
excited.
everybody, we do the Check Ball podcast also. So check out the Check Ball podcast where we just talk regular NBA stuff. And listen, we had a Carmelo Anthony conversation, y'all. It was fascinating. The Carmelo Anthony, my uncles and them watched that, and my uncle's like, I don't know what you talking about, boy. That boy can score. I was like, Unc, I know he can score, Unc. I know he can score. I know he can score, Unc. But anyways, in terms of our defense, our defense was up and down. Legit, it was up and down. In 2023, 2024, you're talking about there was a stretch where there was like a 4-game stretch where we looked like we might have the all-time greatest defense ever.
I'm telling you, that January they were beating. Remember, everybody was down 20 points at some point. Except the games they lost.
Right.
All those wins, everybody was down 20, 25 points every game. Right. You could go watch.
In the 2 games we lost in January, we lost about 4 points.
Yeah, the Knicks, they were cutting people up, shutting people down. They were scoring everything. That's the best Knicks I seen. I've seen a lot of Knicks games. That's the best I've seen the Knicks play. Period. For be winning.
Right.
That's besides their run to the finals when they just beat the crap out of the Hawks. That sweep was just crazy. But in terms of in the regular season, that January, that's the best I've seen the Knicks play. Period. Yeah,
no doubt. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's an A+ defense.
In the NBA, you don't get when the Knicks got you down, you was not coming back. It was just over. Close the door. Forget it.
Right. And then the defense was so good. Not only were you down without a hope of coming back, the Knicks were legit suffocating, taking the will out of you. You know what I'm saying? So even if you were only down, say if you were only down 11 points going in the fourth quarter, it was teams were legit was ready to wave the white flag, bro.
They was waving the white flag in the second quarter because remember some of those games they was up 20 in the second quarter. It was crazy. It was oh my God, what are we doing here?
The 2 Philly games where we held Philly under 80 points. Yeah, the Sacramento game where we held them under 100. Yeah,
with Joel Embiid, with that Philly game when they beat Joel Embiid on the court, it was oof, this is something serious here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So in terms of the defense, I think we both agree. I think we both agree that A grade is probably the way to go. Right. Here's one that's gonna be a little bit polarizing for you, for us, for everybody, for everyone. What letter grade are we going to assign to the coaching throughout the season?
Oh, he gets an A. I'm not even gonna argue. With anybody. Just the circumstances of losing your players and having to do all these lineups. Excuse me again, man. Listen, that dude, man, A+. He's not gonna win Coach of the Year, but but he's gonna finish second or third. And they won 50 games this year with this team. With the injuries, you lose your second best player,
right?
And you still keep it going. You maintaining the guys don't lose focus. The way sometimes they do when one of the guys is gone. No way. A+. Right. A. They won 50 games with an injured, shorthanded team. And this team is shorthanded since December, basically, because they lost Mitch.
Right.
So, no, the Celtics been healthy all year. They should have won that many games.
They should have won that many games because everybody encountered injuries except for them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, too, is these teams that had injuries, everybody, the teams 2 through 9 all had injuries, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't have injuries like the Knicks had injuries, right? Like legit Darius Garland missed some time, and then Embiid missed 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah.
See, but in Philly's case, see, they didn't miss Maxey, Embiid, Harris, Oubre. They didn't have most of their players out. They had maybe one key cog.
Yeah, we lost Hardenstein, and that's when Precious Achiuwa had to step up, for a few games.
Mitch, Randall, OG,
Hardenstein,
Brunson was hurt. Remember in Orlando?
Yeah, Brunson was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to this defense, bro, I just want to say, I mean, I'm sorry. When it comes to the coaching,
Yeah, it's an A.
I think Tom Thibodeau probably did his most masterful job as an NBA coach this season.
Yeah, put that 50 wins on the top of that too, because nobody expected them to win 50 games.
Nah,
Yeah, no.
nah,
Yeah.
and Chief, and Chief, here's the other thing too. Just real quick, as a reminder, most teams that lose 3 starters,
Mm-hmm.
they pack their season up, bro.
Yep. They're gonna win 32 games and they're gonna be chilling like Charlotte.
Yeah, they're gonna be in Cancun, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
legit. When Randall and OG both went down at the end of January, January 27th,
Yeah.
most teams right then would have been like ordering their
Mm-hmm.
tickets to Cancun right then.
Yeah, yep. They're gonna be in Tulum. They're gonna be in DR. All the
Yeah,
IG girls, all
yeah,
the
you
IG
know what I
girls,
mean?
go get the money.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Season's over. We
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. Memphis, I see you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Memphis,
We
I
outside.
see y'all, Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Chicago Bulls. I saw y'all. I saw what y'all was trying to do out there,
yeah.
Chicago Bulls.
I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Thailand. Yeah, we outside.
Right. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that this team won 50 games, shorthanded, basically, out there, we legit put guys on the floor like we put guys on the floor like Charlie Brown Jr. and Daquan Jeffries.
Mm-hmm.
In the real world, these dudes never, and no disrespect to them.
Even Obi's brother got some playing time.
Yeah, these dudes don't. These dudes should never have gotten real NBA minutes.
Man,
ever.
we even called Taj. That's how bad it was. We called Taj.
We gave Taj a 1-year deal and then cut him.
Yeah, but yeah, they had to call Taj back. It got that bad.
Taj got that cramp in his side, like your uncle your uncle at the family reunion. Like, what y'all doing? Y'all hooping?
Yeah,
Go sit down, Unc.
Yeah, shout out to Taj, man.
Yeah, like you out here trying to play with Stacey Adams on. Go sit down, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Taj looked like out there. Taj got that. Remember, Taj got that cramp in his side.
Yeah,
he laid down on the floor, tips, turned around and laughed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to coaching, I'm gonna legit give them an A. And I don't want to sound like a Knicks homer, but if I do, whatever. There are plenty of people out there there are a lot of Celtics homers. There are a lot of
he deserves an A. I listen to Bill Simmons' podcast. I know what it is. Yeah, I listen to Bill Simmons.
Right.
No, that's the ultimate Celtic homer.
Right. Yeah, man. And so I don't think it'll be a crime for us to hit the A button.
No.
So here's our final topic, man. Before we do a real short review, right?
Mm-hmm.
What in chat? I know y'all gonna go crazy on this, right? What letter grade do you give the front office for this season? So, Chief, what letter grade would you give the front office for the 2023-2024 season?
I'm the first one that was calling. 2 years ago, I was calling them scammers because I didn't like where it was going. I thought they were stealing money, but I got to change my tune. I got to give them an A now.
Yeah,
I got to.
In fairness to you, though, I'm gonna keep it a stack. In fairness to you, we were operating with the information that was provided.
That's true, and I still don't like the way they communicate with us. I don't appreciate. That's an F.
Right. No. Yeah. Well, that part right there is frustrating.
Yeah.
But in terms of how harsh we were or how gracious we were at the time that we were harsh or were gracious, we were operating with the information that was provided to us at that time. And to think that you can't change your mind based off of new information is basically saying that all human beings are dumb and then only one person is smart. Yeah. The Master Blaster. Nah, we don't operate like that, bro. Human beings are smart, and you got to give them credit for being able to think through stuff. And in that moment, if they were not performing well, we said, "Hey, listen, y'all not performing well."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm sorry. No, I don't mean to cut you off, but they cut bait on the draft picks. They cut bait on the kids. Like some of the guys they even brought in. You know what I'm saying? Hoping that they would do well. So they got rid of him. So man, I got to give them credit. They saw what it was. Like we got to get older. We got to get more. We got to get smarter. We got to get these guys in here. So man,
Right.
listen, they cut bait. They did what they were supposed to do. They valued winning over development in a way. In development, because even though we gave the development a good grade, they still cut bait and still develop some more, but they cut development on the kids. They started
Right.
developing some veterans around here, so that's
Right.
part of development too. They took winning and development over with grown men instead of children, basically the kids.
Right. They established the culture.
Yes.
There was like, any of you guys that are ready to play and ready to try to win a championship, this is what we expect.
Mm-hmm.
That's a culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what they did. So in that sense, I'm kind of with them. I don't want to judge them on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in theory, what they really did is they picked a direction and they
Mm-hmm.
went in that direction.
Yeah.
And you can't fault people for having conviction.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of people from New York. Either you like Tim's or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's when I can't be mad for the people that don't like Tim's. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like them. But if
Yeah.
you don't, it's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but I'm actually a New Yorker that don't like Tim's or Air Force One.
yeah, right. And I respect that, bro. I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah, I don't like my feet to be heavy, and I don't like clunky shoes on my feet.
Yeah, right. I'm down south, bro. I like to wear Cole Haans, bro. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a working class professional. Let me put it that way.
Me too.
Sometimes where you have to be in a certain mode.
Yeah, you got to put them shoes. Yeah, every once in a while you got to put them hard bottoms on, them shoes on, and not just for a date, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes I had to be an adult. I'm gonna just put it that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
You
but
better have some.
yeah, yeah. But in terms of the front office,
Yeah, they get
I'm
for me. They're gonna get an A from me.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I was ready to give them an F when they traded Obi.
Oh man, no, you can't be serious.
I'm serious, bro. When they
Oh
traded
my god.
Obi, when the trade was official,
Mm-hmm.
right? I wanted to give them an F, but let me explain why. It's not that I thought Obi Toppin was going to save the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That's not why. My thing is why what they got for Obi frustrated me.
Oh yeah, because they could have got more if they traded them earlier.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, that's what's frustrating. And the 2 second round picks, not just why not? Here's one. Why not just trade Obi Toppin to Toronto for Precious Achua in July?
Yeah. Yep, that's true. But maybe obviously they didn't want to ship him to Obi, and Obi probably had a trade on the table because remember last year there was rumblings that he was going to Indiana. Even before he went. So that was always the move. Basically, he wanted to go there. So the funny thing is that he went over there to start, and then he's back on the bench again doing the same thing, right?
Doing the same thing, bro.
that you could have did doing here and be winning on even doing more winning than you're doing over there.
And you know what the irony is?
The same amount of minutes.
The irony is he clamored until he got traded away. And then Randall gets hurt during the season and misses 30-something games. And that man could have been starting in a contract year.
Funny how it works. You left someplace because you was not happy about the position you in, and I can almost guarantee you're not happy in the position that you're in Indiana.
Right. Yeah. I just felt like, no lie. I honestly felt like the Obi trade kind of frustrated me because I felt like it's one of those that
what are we doing here?
Yeah, you could have got more for Obi. Like you could have got 2 bench pieces for Obi and went into the season, and even if they didn't play a bunch of minutes, neither was Obi.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So for all the Obi Toppin truthers out there, I want to go down that road with you, but and I also want to go down the road of the front office doing what is necessary for chemistry. But I chose to go down the road of asset management.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just get something worth something for Obi, and then once those injuries started hitting us, like when Grimes got hurt in Atlanta, And when RJ had the migraines and the swollen knee, and those guys were missing games, we could have had guys coming off the bench that could have actually been doing a little something for us.
The funny thing is, we opened the season with Boston, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Did anybody notice that RJ, when he did that dunk his knee was bothering him then? Like, I noticed that. Like, remember he was like, "Ooh, it was like this was." I'm glad, like, he's done what he's done, after he's been traded. But it might have been a good thing to let him go.
It might have been, and it might have been one of those things that's going to bother him going forward.
Yeah, even though OG's always injured too, so
right. But at least with OG though, OG already has an established reputation where you're only going to get about 60 games.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah,
right. But and the thing with those 60 games, bro, and like I've been saying the whole time, in those OG and Anunoby games with the Knicks, those 60 games, you probably gonna win 43, 44 games with OG and Anunoby. So other 22 games, if you can't win 7 out of 22, that's not an OG and Anunoby problem, bro.
Yeah, that's a
roster problem. Yeah. So, but the Obi Toppin trade, I think is a slight thing on the front office, but that's like a bug landing on a Ferrari in this analogy because. Overall, I think the front office did a fantastic job, bro.
Even the trade getting Bogey and Burks, even though he's been trash, like it's just
right.
But right. But they still did the right thing by getting some veterans here. Bogey's starting to get into the groove and hitting shots, and I think that's going to be very important in the playoffs because, to me, in the playoffs, you got it like. Everybody knows this, the defense. You're going to have to be able to score. You're going to have to be able to score in an uncomfortable way.
Right.
So, and I think Bogey will be able to do that. I'm hoping that he's able to do that because if he does that, if he comes in and gets buckets, the Knicks is still going to be, we're going to be a problem for us, for whoever we run into because that's just more scoring. That's more space for Brunson to work because you can't leave him.
Right. And then to your point about Bogey and Burks, right? So they had about 3 months to get to where they are right now. Now, mind you, if the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals, that's still 3 more months. Yeah. So if we're thinking that Alec Burks is like that dude from Life can't get right from Life, if Burks can get right in 6 months, then I'll look back on it and be like that was a bad trade. But I'm confident that by the time end of May, early June, I think Burks will be able to contribute. I don't think Burks is washed. I think it's still an adjustment period.
Yeah, but the thing is that you still, I know it's hard to say, but you still cannot leave the finals off the table with this team, depending on how this thing, because we just do not know how this thing is going to play out.
Right.
Like we could actually lose in the first round I think if we lose in the first round, like. I would be I'm only going to be disappointed if they lose in the first round in Game 7 to Philly. If they lose to the Pacers, I will be upset.
Right.
That's the only thing that could upset me. Like if they lost in the first round to the 76ers in Game 7 at home, or if they lose to the Pacers, like you lose to the Pacers, I'm going to be angry.
Right. I'm going to just say this
but I'm happy with this season. Totally.
I'll say this to your point though. Regardless of whatever the wide range of outcomes are, when you look back at where we are, or I'm sorry, when you focus in on where we are versus where we could be or could have been, I think it's reasonable for us to say, regardless what happens, we think this was a successful season.
Regardless. Yes, it was. It's an A+ season.
Regardless of what happens. And for that reason, I'm going to give the front office an A+. There were 2 things that happened, and I was legit frustrated out of my mind, or 3 things that happened, and I was frustrated out of my mind with the front office. On draft night, they didn't backfill the roster with young talent in a draft that was deep with role-playing guys. Like, we could have legit got 2 or 3 of those Precious Achiuwa type bodies just to put on the bench. Right, just to put on the bench, right? Guys, like when the injury set in, you could have brought them in, let them learn.
That's part of that's part. I 100% agree with you because to me, that's keeping your culture and part of the development process.
Right.
Keeping some young draft picks on that bench. They may not play a lot, but you know what? They're going to learn. They're going to be like how when the Knicks were winning, they had John Wallace, Jones, and McCarty on the bench.
Right.
Like late '90s, like those guys.
Right.
Like
Right.
that. That's what you're supposed to do. The roster. But back to you could go. Like I'm done.
No. It's like grocery shopping, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's what it is. It's just like grocery shopping. You just go
Mm-hmm.
to the store, you pick up stuff. You may need it for that day, you may not, but it's
Yeah.
still in the house.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my frustrations. My frustration, second frustration was the Obi Toppin trade, like I mentioned beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And my third thing was on leading up to the trade deadline. We didn't have a clear direction that we were going to go at the trade deadline. At least we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. A lot of us were thinking, we were going to end that day on Fanatics buying a DeJounte Murray jersey. Right.
Oh,
Right. And so whether we got DeJounte Murray or not, whether we got DeMar DeRozan or not, whether we got insert player here or not, I felt like, the stance on it was because at the end of the day, I thought we would leave the trade deadline with no less than Malcolm Brogdon, right? No less than Malcolm Brogdon, the backup point guard from Portland. You could put him on the floor with Mills coming off the bench. Now that is what I anticipated. Now what the front office saw is something different.
Yeah. Man, I agree. I 100% agree with you. If they'd have got Brogdon or DeJounte Murray, then there's no reason they shouldn't win this thing. Because in those the non-Brunson minutes for this team are the most important minutes for this team. And they would have had a player on the court that could hold it down and just be ridiculously they're more talented. Well, not Brogdon, but DeJounte Murray's more talented than Brunson, but he doesn't. In terms of his attributes, but because he's taller,
skill,
he's more talented in that way. But in terms of basketball, no, he's not. But those attributes that he has, man, that would have been perfect for this team.
And again, everybody, what I'm saying to everybody is merely dust on top of a Ferrari. That's it, right? Mm-hmm. Because the OG Anunoby trade is probably, and if you're talking about fit for a team, when you're talking about a fit for a team, a round peg in a round hole, it was OG Anunoby to the Knicks. Mm-hmm. And you ain't got to take my word for it. Look at January when he got here from day one. Mm-hmm. Day one, we beat a team that had single-digit losses, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah. They had single-digit losses in the first OG Anunoby game, and OG Anunoby guarded Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Kyle Anderson, Karl Anthony Towns, whoever else. He guarded everybody in that game, and we beat them when they were red hot.
Beating the brakes off of them. Like I said, that's one of those games where they were up 20 on the team.
Right. That team looked like they had zero answers. Mm-hmm. Right. The other part, too, I want to give them kudos. The young kids look like they were graduating, so to speak. And the Knicks accommodated all of them. Obi, RJ, Quickly, Grimes. They were no longer the kid. They weren't the kids anymore. These dudes were third, fourth, and fifth year players that wanted the opportunity to play and be showcased, and they couldn't. And the Knicks traded them, and it was respectful and tactful. And I think the Knicks, for the most part, got their money's worth in all those trades.
The Knicks needed grown men. They didn't need those guys. Like they needed them, in terms of that. But for where the Knicks were going, they weren't going to be able to go on this trip.
I'm glad you said it like that because in chat he said, in terms of where the Knicks were going, and I'm going to add versus where they were coming from. Mm-hmm. Where the Knicks are going versus where they were coming from. I absolutely agree with you, boss man. Like you can't have one car going in two different directions. You just can't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the fact that they moved on and respect to the kids, respect to the kids, right? I want to, I don't want to. I'm not throwing them away, but the thing is this: the Knicks valued winning a championship over everything. No hard
Mm-hmm.
feelings. It's business.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
And I tried to tell my uncle that he is so distraught over them trading quickly, man. I'm like, yo, man, you better get over that.
yeah, man. And
Like, you have to.
the sad thing is it happened. The
Mm-hmm.
sadder thing is it's probably going to happen again in the near future. Somebody that we love may not make it.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I'm saying?
I'll tell you the truth. Do you really think Brunson is going to end his career here? Like, you think OG is going to end his career here? Randall's not going to end his career here? Like, these. So, like, Patrick didn't end his career here. So, why do you think any of these guys on this team are going to end their careers here?
And truth be told, they probably should have traded Pat earlier, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they carried a 36-year-old big man in 96. 97, they had a 37-year-old. By the time 99 got here, bro, by the time
Mm-hmm.
99 got here, Pat Ewing was
Yeah, Melo didn't
what was
end
that,
his career
14
here.
years into the league? Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not gonna happen. So
yeah. So it's just a part. It's just a. And I'm sorry, Pat was like what 33 and 95. I'm sorry,
yeah,
but
you gotta
33
look,
for but
look.
that age for a big man is still old for a big man, bro.
Yeah, because look at Embiid, like he's 30.
Yeah,
Look at those legs, look at those knees, like he got the Patrick knees, like you just know it.
and it happens. It's just a big
Mm-hmm.
gravity, bro. Gravity and
Yeah,
Father Time are undefeated.
yeah.
You ain't
Those
never seen
knees.
somebody slip. You ain't never seen nobody slip and levitate, bro. People
Mm-hmm.
slip and fall. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a part of it, man. I think they deserve an A plus, even on the sneaky parts of like the Malachi Flynn. Remember, we had
Yeah,
Malachi Flynn, bro, and Malachi Flynn scored 50 points in the game after he left.
yeah, but I think they lost though, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, they
But
lost.
the point that I was
But
making about Malachi Flynn is NBA talent.
yeah, talent. Like, yeah, I agree with you, but yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
we legit traded Grimes and Fournier and Ryan Archidiakono, who
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be back next year, bro. I think he got a lifetime contract,
Oh
bro.
yeah, of course. He's probably in the crowd behind the bench. We probably not even. I'm not even looking that far back behind the bench to see if he's there.
You're right. He probably yeah. He'll when we win a ring, he'll probably get one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, my
But
point is,
RJ and Quickly gonna get one too. Like they all gonna get one if they win.
and
Like that's the
yeah,
thing.
I think ultimately the front office pressed all the right buttons.
Yeah, they did.
I think they pressed all the right buttons. I want to give them their kudos and their flowers
Yep.
and everything for pressing the right buttons at the appropriate time and getting us to a place where once Randall and OG Anunoby went down, none of us thought that this team would be a 50 win team, number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
But I told you behind closed doors what they would do. We talked about those. Yep, they won 50.
Yeah.
They got to 50.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we both thought that. So yeah. Yep.
So I guess based on all that stuff, I have an easy question to ask you. Then, and the chat probably already know your answer. Based on all the things that we discussed, right? What letter grade would you give the Knicks organization for the 2023-2024 season?
They're getting the A.
Oh,
Simple
they are
question.
getting the A. Okay.
Simple. Yep. Simple. Yep. Getting the A.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Because this might be the. Well, I can't say it because Randall's not there. But if they had a full squad, like I said, this might be the best team since the 96, 97 season, maybe, or 95. Like what 95, 96, and 96, 97 team. Like I
Right.
think this team had that type of potential. Not because the team 11 years ago they wasn't gonna win the championship, but those two teams, besides the one that went to the finals, the 95, 96, or 96, one of those teams was good enough to win the whole thing. Like, but they I think they ran into Chicago, so it was just, and then we got one stolen by Miami.
Yeah.
So the one that was stolen, the team that was stolen by Miami could have beat the Bulls. That's the team that wanted to smoke.
Right.
That's the team. That's the best Knicks team since that team. The one that Miami stole from us.
Right.
That team.
And the shame in it is the shame in that, and not to disparage what you said, because I absolutely agree. But the shame in that is that we have to jog backwards down memory lane,
Mm-hmm.
right? We got to go back to a previous century.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go back 3
Yeah.
decades, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what makes this season right here even the more impressive,
Mm-hmm.
right? The fact that we did it, like we legit got to the mountaintop. Now, are we king of the mountain? We got to relax,
No.
right?
As a matter
We
of
got
fact,
to
yeah.
relax.
Yeah, that team that we had Miami down 3-1 because they were beating the brakes off that team. Like that team, like
Yeah.
I'm still like you see, I'm still mad about that. Like I can't, like I'm still mad about that because Miami was not in the Knicks class.
No,
That's
they
why
were not.
that's why we were up 3-1.
Right. Yeah.
They were done.
Yep.
All they had to do was like that PJ Brown, man. He man, listen.
But teams do that when they get desperate. Plus, it's Miami, bro. What you expect?
Yeah, that might like I can't like Miami and the Pacers are the two teams I just will never ever. I ain't rocking never.
Yeah, right. Let me. Okay, so you got anything else to share with the chat before we get out of here? Okay, so
yeah, Freezy, thank you for having me again. You know, love it, man. I love talking Knicks all the time, man.
Yeah, man. It's what we do. I appreciate your perspective and being honest with us. Right. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I like that. Like for us to kind of when you and I get together, be like kind of like solo dolo a little bit, so we can get our words in.
I'm.
All right. So Chief, you froze a little bit.
You froze a little bit. I had to move.
Yeah, so you froze a little bit, man. We didn't hear the last 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And, you know, the aquariums are truly harsh. Oh, no, I was just saying, you know, the aquariums are truly harsh. You know, the other aquarium, you know, State, shout out to State. You know, you see how he speak.
Shout out to State. Yeah, man. I just had a beef with him on X a little while ago. He called me a clout chaser, bro. I'm like, me, bro, who shares the microphone more than me? How am I a clout chaser, bro? Come on, bro. Me? A clout chaser? Yo, who shared a platform more than me? Yeah, but it might have been just an off day. We all have them.
Bro. Love everybody, man. States. Yeah.
So, all right. So everybody, thank y'all for that's right. But hey, thank y'all everybody for coming through, rocking with us. I'm gonna clip some of this stuff up and put it out on social media, bite-sized chunks for those that didn't have time to watch the whole thing. Salute to the chat, everybody for coming through, rocking, representing those Knicks, listening to us talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. I appreciate Chief coming through on a busy weekend night. Salute everybody. We're gonna get out of here. Peace, everybody.